The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Hangin with Cowboys.
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, and Shannon Gross.
Manic Monday. Oh.
You okay?
Oh. No, I'm not okay.
You're not well, I don't
My
think.
football team's got a losing record.
Now Louisiana, oh, that's right. LSU did lose to Florida.
They lost. This was a bad football weekend. It's a good one for you, though, huh?
Why was that?
Texas won.
No, UTSA won.
And UTSA.
They beat Rice.
Did they?
Yeah, Rice was winning whatever.
Oh, man. Kurt,
Yes, sir.
were you able to watch the game?
Yeah, wrote a story that was
What was your story about?
how they lost. It was, it was not a fun story to write. I imagine nobody read it because everybody's upset. Nobody wants to relive it.
You know, people like to read when they're upset. It makes them feel better.
That
I think that's why
story
they,
probably
I
didn't.
think that's why they listen to this show, because we go through the same misery they go through when we lose.
You think so? Feeling miserable?
I you know what? I don't feel good about this team. Like I was putting it off, and this was game 5, and I'm beginning to think this is what this season is going to be.
I had them going 9-7, and beating Houston was one of my keys to them getting above 500. So now I'm pretty worried.
I can't figure it out. That's what gives me a little bit of hope, is I can't figure it out. If it was one thing, I think I'd be like, you fix this, hell, I don't even know what to think anymore. I just talked in a big circle.
Yeah, you didn't make sense there. Sorry.
I know what everybody call us, because we want to hear your misery as well.
Yeah.
888-855-2297. And I know what everybody's going to want to talk about, but that's really, to me, is not the storyline of the game. Everybody's going to want to talk about the 4th and 1 at the end of the game, and should we have gone? Why didn't we go for it, and all that. Let's hear, Douglas. You got those 2 clips?
No, I'll have them before this segment's done, though.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So while Douglas gets those together, Nate, you've been really quiet at the beginning of the show. You've let me and Kurt talk. I know you have a lot to say. You're shaking your head. You still got your Cowboys shirt on.
Oh,
so,
I'm a Cowboy for life.
All right.
Cowboy for life. Let me say this right here.
Okay, give us something.
Deontay Thompson, 4 targets, 2 receptions. Trayvon Austin, 3 targets, 1 reception. Beasley, 3 targets, 1 reception. Michael Gallup, 3 targets, 1 reception. Hearns, 3 targets, 1 reception. Dak was 18 for 29, 218 yards, 11.6 average. Long of 44, which was Tavon Austin, 1 catch, 2 interceptions.
Not a good day.
You know, if this kid is to survive, he was sacked once.
And by this kid, you mean Dak.
Yeah, if this kid is to survive, he gonna need help.
Mm-hmm.
Our 3rd down efficiency for the third week in a row was less than 30%. I think our first 2 games we was right at 23%. So we averaging around about 26% in 3rd downs. That's not going to work. If you plan to at least play 500 ball, you're going to have to do way better than this. Time of possession, we went into overtime, and we barely made 31 minutes. Time of possession. Our defense played outstanding. Now, what haunts them is the tackling. They still have to tackle better. But I think this team was inside the 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kurt. Inside the 5 times.
Yeah, I think that's right.
And our defense turned them away 4 times.
They gave up a ton of yards, but it was in between the 20s. Once they got in the red zone, they put them on lock pretty much.
And that's not fair. This is a team. Total offensive plays, they had 76. We had 60. So we take away the 4 or 5 or 6 plays that we had in overtime. Our offense is only averaging 50 plays a game. You're not going to win.
I think they've got the second fewest plays run this year.
You're not going to win.
And your team is built around, and you've let it be known, you're built around a ball control, run first offense. And
Eat up the clock.
If you can't win the time of possession and the number of possession battle with the team that's built like that, you're going against how you built this team.
I don't think they have yet this year in any game. Even the wins, I think they were behind on time of possession. I mean, it's just not the way they planned it.
And one of the things I felt we had to do going into this game was we had to have the ball 32 minutes during the regular time of play with – if we went down there 4 times and got inside their red zone 4 times, we needed to score 7 twice. We went in there and got 3. They went down, missed the field goal. We went back and got 3. And one of those we should have got 7. They ran just enough net yards rushing. They got 88. They ran Alfred Blue just enough to make it pay off. The quarterback got a lot of those yards too. Fellas, it took me, like I said, I looked at this thing and I was optimistic because 2-2, nobody play. I mean, I'm not worried about everybody else's team. I'm talking about our Dallas Cowboys after the second preseason game shut it down. Mm-hmm. Because they said, hey, Dak is – we don't want to get Dak hurt, da-da-da-da. We need, the receivers, this, and this. At home, we play okay. Nothing special. On the road, we terrible.
Yeah.
And I could see if it was like Seattle, where on the road, you get an okay team. At home, they gave the Rams everything they wanted yesterday. Mm-hmm. I mean, they was hitting, knocking folks out. They was making big plays. I mean, so my question is, and Zeke was not special yesterday. So
doesn't look like he has that burst that he's had.
Yeah.
Earlier.
So he's either hurt or I'm misjudging my offensive line terribly, because when you've built your team around this one guy, and it's 4th and 1, or it's overtime, 1 yard, I'm through.
For the whole show or just for
right now, man? I'm gonna let you. One thing. We all work for the Dallas Cowboys, and I thank Mr. Jones and his people, management. He let us say basically what we want within reason. He let us be hard, sometimes a little more critical than we need to be, but I want to see some enthusiasm. Okay, playing hard is okay. But playing hard and having some enthusiasm about what you're doing on Sundays, I can deal with.
Or it doesn't even have to be enthusiasm. Just show me some emotion. Get pissed off. Yell at somebody. Show me something.
Well, you don't even just – you got to be enthusiastic. You got to have passion about playing the game.
Right.
And you don't have to get – like I tell people, I understand some guys, but – ain't nobody more stoic than Troy. Mm-hmm. Troy's had that look. You didn't know where we was in the game. Well, people outside didn't know where we was, whether we was up by a long ways or down. He rarely showed emotion. Mm-hmm. to that extent where the fans could feed off of it. Now, sometimes the way our stadium was set up and he was over there saying some things to the offensive line or to the wide receivers, they could see it, people up front. But basically, overall, you didn't know how he felt. But we as players know how you felt. And
I think you got to be careful about the whole emotion thing because that
that's what I'm saying.
That implies they're not playing hard.
Yeah. I just want to see some enthusiasm about it, man.
And I didn't mean that. What I meant,
you want to see somebody say, "Man, what in that?"
I want to see somebody have some attitude.
Yeah,
like
man.
whether it's with your own guys or the opposing. Antoine Woods when he stuffed that run. I mean, he's fired up, right?
Man, you thought he was you thought it, man.
No, I don't. Hey, that's one thing. This team, I don't think this team you can ever question.
Our defense
is their effort.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You play hard, but you be like, where's the passion? I mean, where's the urgency? To get things. We throw a pass down the sideline, and Hearns take off down the sideline, and Dak, he running, the ball hit behind him in the DB, and they both were running down the field. Somebody holler ball, and he kind of looked back, and he looked at Dak, and Dak looked at him, and I'm like, okay, somebody like, I hate this when people do my bad. Well, do right. You don't have to worry about my bad. But I was at least expecting somebody to say something. Mm-hmm. Somebody did something wrong. Either you ran the wrong route or he threw the ball too short. Beasley, caught that little out. He just stuck his hand out there. He'd have done better just letting the ball fly on by, but he just barely stuck his hand out there like he hit the, he jumped up and he looked at, and then they looked. I'm like, somebody was wrong here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, before halftime, you saw Houston down threatening to score, and Watson missed. Did he miss Hopkins at the front right corner?
Yeah.
And when they showed the guys coming back to the huddle, Hopkins was pointing downward. He's like, you got to get that ball lower. And Watson was like, yeah, I know. You could see it on his face.
Yeah, somebody did something wrong. And
it was obvious.
Yeah, and you it's like, let me see. I mean, you give up a sack like when I used to give up a sack, but it's like the world was caving in on me. Mm-hmm. And my teammates knew it. Because you just didn't want Troy to be hit. You just did not want your quarterback to be hit. And I'm not saying that Looney and them don't have emotion or nothing like that or whatever, but it's just man, I don't know. It's just I can't figure it out, and I don't want to say that we just don't have the players, okay? But that's what it's turning out to be. We just don't have enough players that can make a difference in a game, because
to me it's less about effort and emotion.
Yeah.
It's more about just talent and physically.
Yeah, because they play hard. This team plays hard. I mean, they leave it out there. That's one thing they've never done. They've never given up. They fight, and just like Garrett always says, they fight. It's sometimes I think the fans, they want to see Garrett get mad at somebody. They want to see somebody chew somebody's butt out on the sideline. They want to see something, and this team just, I guess, isn't like that. They don't show emotion, but sometimes. When you're not putting up a lot of points or somebody runs the wrong route, you just want to – I guess you get so fired up, you want them to get fired up too, and it bothers you when they don't, when you're screaming at your TV and they're just like, oh, well, I just missed that guy. I don't know. Let's listen. Let's go to the – Douglas, you got those cuts ready, right?
I do.
All right. This is what everybody seems to want to talk about today, so we would not do it justice if we did not talk about it. First, this is – Garrett talking about punting on 4th and 1 in overtime, and then Dak, his thoughts on the same thing.
It was a long one. We had a 3rd and 2, and we didn't make much on it. And we just felt like at that point in the game, the way our defense was playing, the idea was to pin him down there. Chris did a great job with the punt. They got the ball on the 10-yard line, and hopefully you make a stop and you win the game coming back the other way with a game-winning field goal.
I would, but in the case you don't question the coach's decision, defense, I've been playing good all night. I mean, they kept us in the game a bunch of the game. I mean, from the second quarter, there in the fourth quarter, they gave us chance all day long. So I mean, coach made the decision to go with the defense. So,
couple of things there. One, was that Dak kind of maybe not taking a shot, but normally you don't hear him really say, "Hey, this is what I would have done." And he actually came out and said,
Yeah.
"I would have," but then obviously he said you don't go against your coaches.
You want your quarterback saying that, though.
You do.
You want him to
Yeah.
want the ball. But
I'm going to
it was a little
go.
bit surprising.
I'm going to go against popular opinion. I don't think I have a problem with them punting the ball there.
Really?
I really
Why is
don't.
that?
Just like a lot of people that have a problem with Frank Wright going for it for the win against that same team and losing.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? The same team won on both cases.
Right. I mean, you did what you were trying to do. You put them inside. You put them at the 10, or right inside the 10. Your defense have been playing, even though they're gassed. They've been giving up a lot of yards in the middle of the field.
Don't you got to take that into account?
That they were gassed? Yeah, I think you do. I mean, I'm so damn wishy-washy when it comes to some things, but I could see either way. I would have been okay with either decision. And I'm not mad at them for.
That's why I open up this show saying we only got 50 plays, 60 plays. Even that's counting overtime.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 6 plays in overtime. We was having around 49 or 51 plays doing. And that means they were hovering. They probably ran about 10 plays, so they want to have about 65 plays. That our defense had played lights out, and me and Doug was talking about it. And Kurt walked in. When we kicked them that ball, I didn't even think about the punt and all of that. 4th and 1. I kind of like, oh well, they don't want to go for it. They ain't believing like I'm believing, but I'm thinking like Doug. I'm like, this game over. We done gave them this ball.
Yeah.
And then we got the interception. And we still didn't do nothing.
There was a couple things that Jason kind of today, you hear it on talk radio around here, that, last week against Detroit, they went for it on 4th and 1. And he said after the game, he believed in his guys and let's go, let's do it. He had the personnel, whatever. And then he also, apparently he at some point had said that they were going to go win it in regulation. If they felt like if they could get to the 42-yard line, that they would give Maher, whoever, the kicker, a chance. Maher, a chance for a field goal.
And you're only what?
They were at the 42.
Yeah.
So at that point, if he could kick it from the 40, at that point maybe I thought they either should have gone for it or
giving him a shot.
Give him a shot.
I mean, it was a hell of a day for kickers yesterday. Our poor friend in Minnesota didn't have a great day.
But did they win? But did they win?
Who was that? Minnesota?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who kicked the game-winning field goal?
Yeah. Maher, he's kicked, 12 in a row now?
What would you have done there? 4th and 1.
I think they have to go for it. They're also, 18 times in the Dak Zeke era, they've gone for it on 4th and 1 at various points in the game. They've made it 17 times.
Okay, let me ask you this here. Kicking it from the 42, how long would that field goal have been?
It would have been a monster field goal. It would have been close to 60 yards. I mean, I'm not saying that was the right call, but I do think they should have gone for it.
So if you don't like the 60-yarder, the only other option you got is to go for it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Which I think they should have done.
See, I'm going to tell you something. Our defense is playing hard. And if they learn how to tackle, they're going to be something special. But you can't keep putting them in this position. You're gonna wear them down.
Mm-hmm.
Guys gonna start falling like flies. It happened to the Giants last year. By the 8th, 9th game, we weren't even discussing the Giants.
Yeah, and that had happened in the game. If Xavier Woods didn't get that interception, Houston was going to win during regulation.
They was going to get that in regulation.
Yeah, the defense had worn down, which is why when Zeke didn't make it on 3rd down, I thought the game was lost either way. I didn't think Zeke could make it on 4th, and I didn't think the defense was about to stop Houston. And that's a bad place to be, but I think Houston, I think, is at least, especially at home, they're a better team than the Cowboys are right now.
The league done them an injustice. They played 3 on the road opening up. The league did them an injustice. And they couldn't get their legs. They couldn't grab no traction. And but I thought we could trip them up. You know, Mr. Jones wasn't the only one thinking we could sneak in there and trip them up. I thought we could, too. I thought the same thing with Seattle. But all we did was lit a fire from the Seattle.
Well, call us, 888-855-2297. We want to hear from you guys. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll get back into some other things from the Houston game on Hangin' with the Boys.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Playmaker, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The Playmaker includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized Intense Therapy lip balm and a Cowboys can cooler. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word Cowboys. The Jack Black Playmaker, $10, free shipping.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with sideline access and photo ops with current players, alumni, and cheerleaders. That's not all, though. You'll get to talk X's and O's with Senior Director of Player Personnel Will McClay, and of course with yours truly, me, Brian Broaddus. You can trust the official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, and with us, you'll travel like a pro. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
While a player can look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than specs and features as well. You got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. To experience one for yourself, visit your local Texas John Deere dealer or go to myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Obviously, it was the big play of the game, and the quarterback is so dynamic. He does such a great job extending plays, and then Hopkins is a big-time player, and give those guys credit for making that throw and catch, and then for the run after the catch to put them in field goal position.
That's what a number one receiver can do to you.
They must have been wearing their Tommy Johns, because it says here, crunch time is when you've got to stay cool, and nobody's better at keeping you cool under pressure than Tommy John. Tommy John underwear is moisture-wicking antimicrobial fabric
Get it
to
out
keep
of there, Kurt.
germs and perspiration at bay. That means no discomfort and no adjustment. Tommy John, no adjustments needed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. 20% off your first order. TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
Team's not the only one having a rough start to the week.
We're all having a rough time.
Man.
Especially me.
What do you think about that, man? Not having a go-to number one in crunch time.
Well,
then you see if you got that guy, what difference that can make.
I remember thinking when we played Carolina that was a difference between a really good quarterback and our quarterback, watching Cam Newton play. And yesterday, receiving, you saw the difference number one can make. That DeAndre Hopkins is a beast.
They've got three, possibly number ones.
Yeah.
Kiki
Kute, whatever.
Kute.
Yeah.
And then Fuller been hurt. Fuller fast.
Yeah.
Oh, he can fly. And remember I put the question to y'all a week or so ago when I said, ain't no difference between Zeke and Gurley or the kid Le'Veon Bell. The only difference is the talent around him.
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, Byron did a pretty good job on him, though.
Yeah, I thought Byron overall, had a pretty good game, but there's just so much you can do at some point. A top wide receiver like that's going to get his.
He's going to get his shots.
And Watson can throw. I mean, he can hit you in the hands.
Yeah,
he's got a good arm.
Look, there went that ball right through Tavon's hands. Looked like it was a little high. And that's another thing. What happened? These guys, is Dak throwing the ball that damn hard where it's just bouncing off their hands? Because it looked like they were. I don't know, man.
That might have been a situation going over the middle where 5'8" hurts you.
Yeah. 5'8" in a Mack truck coming at you the other direction. Might get a little alligator arms.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think either one of those.
Look here.
That was a good moment. Jalen laying out Deshaun. We're reliving this game, but bear with us.
You're doing a Scooter Magruder live.
All right, let's go back. Yeah, right. Let's go to the phones. James and DeSoto. What? Or not?
Wow, did he hang up?
Made him mad.
I think he did.
It sure sounded like he clicked dead as soon as you introduced him.
That's what he care about.
Let's see if he calls right back.
All right. Call us 888-855-2297.
He ain't loving on them Cowboys today, is he?
Man.
Was there anything they could have done differently with Hopkins? I mean, I don't know how.
Coverage-wise?
Yeah, I mean.
No, because if you double him the majority of the time, then you open it up. You open it up for the QT guy, and you open it up for Fuller.
Yeah.
And then, believe it or not, let me look at here. Believe it or not, has y'all ever heard of Griffin? R. Griffin, 9 targets, 6 catches for 65 yards. Number 84, the tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Golly.
Had never heard of him until last night. Rob, Las Vegas. What's up, Rob?
Hey, guys.
How are you?
You know, we could talk about wide receivers, but at the end of the day, Dak just doesn't have any arm talent. And if he's not running the ball 6 to 10 times a game, picking up crucial first downs and even touchdowns, he's a liability as a quarterback. I mean, I look across the league out of 32 quarterbacks, and I think he's maybe better than maybe Jameis Winston, only because of Winston's off-the-field issues. I mean, he throws a high, they're low. He throws it sometimes too hard when he doesn't have to, and it's just a mess. And Jerry Jones, he could put up with being irrelevant. He's been doing that for pretty much 23 years, but he won't put up with being irrelevant and boring at the same time. So I think it'll be some big changes after this year.
What do you Hey, Rob, what do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think this is all on the quarterback? Do you think this is not having creative enough play calling to play to your quarterback strengths? What do you think the offense is struggling with?
I think it's 90% the quarterback. Last year, he had Jason Witten, Hall of Famer, Des Bryant, Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, and we saw the same results. I mean, we blame the offensive line, but sometimes that ball is designed to come out on the third step, and it doesn't. And he holds the ball sometimes too long. He doesn't anticipate the throw. He doesn't throw in the tight windows. He doesn't have the arm strength like even a Baker Mayfield, who you see squeezes the ball into tight windows. The guy has to be pretty much wide open. And you know, in the NFL, it's very rare that somebody's wide open. He just doesn't have the arm talent when I see these other quarterbacks. When he throws the ball, it looks so painful in his face of him just throwing it. And I just don't think you can win in today's league where they're begging you.
So what you're saying is what we saw for the first 20-some games was just a fluke, huh?
Yes. I mean, just like RG3.
No. RG3 wasn't a fluke. RG3 just wasn't smart.
Well, listen, Dak's biggest thing in the first year was that run-pass option, that read option. That was a huge weapon, especially down by the goal line. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's because he's been taking too many hits, he's not running it. He didn't run a read option one time yesterday. This man's 250 pounds. We were talking about going for it on 4th and 1, and everybody says, well, Dak wouldn't get it. Who says Dak has to get the ball? I mean,
You mean Zeke.
This is a big physical quarterback.
All right, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Thanks for the call. Kurt, what do you think?
Well, I don't agree with everything he says. I mean, I do agree that Dak's got to incorporate the running into his game. You know, he doesn't have the big power arm that maybe even a Watson has. But I mean, he ran the ball 6 times yesterday.
Let me say this here, fellas.
It's 5.7 yards a carry.
Get ready. No, normally I would cut a guy off, but a clone of this same guy will call back in with the same problems. This thing done went from a lack of receivers to it's gonna fall on the quarterback. So you need to go home right now. 200 ways to combat the majority of the callers, because the majority of the callers gonna call in.
I mean, in the end, it is going to fall on the quarterback.
Oh yeah. I did a show this morning. They're like, Nate, you have anything you want to say? I said, at the end of the day, y'all, this gonna start falling on the quarterback. And that's why when a quarterback is up and riding, he got to snatch all the power he can. And what I mean by that, he got to kind of dictate who he want to throw to, who he like, and who he don't like. And because you got to go out swinging with who you like the best. And,
right. There's not much for him to like.
Yeah, I understand that. But, I listened to a guy yesterday, right on our flagship station. Oh, I wrote a paper and I did some research and it ain't the running backs, it ain't the quarter. I mean, it ain't the wide receivers. My question is, and I asked this question when we were doing training camp. Y'all, the jury's out on the wide receivers until I see them play, because we traded for Tavon. I don't know where we got Thompson from.
I mean, just free agent signing.
Free agent signing. We got Hearns through free agency. And if these guys were truly what we thought they was at what they do, why are they all on 1-year contracts?
It's a good question. Let's go to the phone. Eric, North Carolina, what's for lunch, man?
Man, I'm about to make me some Philly cheesesteaks, man. Me and my wife at the house, man.
Oh, you done changed teams?
Yes, sir.
You done changed teams to Philadelphia?
No. I should just said cheesesteak. I shouldn't do the Philly party now. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. Hey, I want everybody to get the spirits up. We're going to be all right, man. It's far from over.
Eric, hold on, man. We're 2-3. We're averaging 16.6 points a game. How the hell are we going to be all right? We 5 games in, man.
I honestly don't know. I don't know if our problems are fixable, but I just want to take a positive attitude about it all, man.
Next 4 games, the Jaguars, the Redskins, a bye.
Win that one.
The Titans, and Philadelphia. Ain't nothing nice about what we finna face.
Tonight, we're still in it mathematically. Let's just hope and wish on a prayer that these guys can put it together.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. How did you jump all the way to the end of the season? Did you realize you just pulled a Shannon? You just pulled a Shannon.
Trust me.
What did he just say, Kurt?
We're mathematically still in it.
5
You're
weeks
already
in.
at the end of the season.
5 weeks in, I think everybody's mathematically.
At the moment, everybody in our division, they ain't playing as much better as we are.
Mathematically, the Cardinals can still win the Super Bowl.
When Kurt said, wow.
So, Eric, I got
we still got a shot, y'all. It's not over.
I got a question for you, Eric.
Yes.
And don't talk for an hour. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. And be as
Real
brief as Eric can possibly be.
Yes.
What's the one positive thing you took from yesterday, and then what do you have the biggest issue with yesterday?
The most positive thing is that defense, man. The way they played in the red zone was just immaculate, if you ask me. The game really should have been way worse than what it was, but the defense stood tall. But you can't keep expecting that out of them over and over again. I'm not going to get into the decision and everything, but the defense is very encouraging.
Yes, sir.
My issue is with the play calling and the it's so lackluster. It's so predictable. I watched it a little bit more this morning. They're running a lot of the same stuff. These guys are right on top of it. I've seen glimpses and flashes of what Linehan can actually do with Ezekiel Elliott and the pieces around. I'm not ready to just put it all on the fact that our receivers aren't as good. I'm going to continue to challenge the coaching staff to be, less predictable, to be more inventive in their play designs, man. To find ways to get these guys the ball to suit their skill set, and that's it,
So when you see DeAndre Hopkins go up and catch a pass that's 4 or 5 feet in the air, seemed like, and he go up and big and catch it. He turn around and catch a ball behind him
with one hand.
With one hand, and then make like 8 people miss,
and then hit the B button and spin around about 50 times.
But listen right here. See, because when I listened to our last caller before you, and we threw at you, Eric, hang up on him.
Bye, Eric. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
And your Philly cheesesteak, mathematically, you done changed teams. This is what makes me laugh when I hear a guy, a gal call in, and like I say, I'm not going to cut people off, is when DeAndre Hopkins can go up, catch a ball behind him, reach out because the pass went accurate, and make a catch, and not only make the catch and go about 49 yards, why Deshaun Watson ain't? Why he ain't accurate? Why when Tom Brady off? But his receivers make a play for him. So from now on, when you call in, and we're gonna blame it on the quarterback, just tell me why. What play that you see where the receiver made a play for him there, because I just don't see the receivers making plays for him. And then people say, well, I see guys running wide open. If this was 7-on-7, I can understand if you sat there and said, I'm going to wait for him to come open. But don't you know people rushing towards him? Don't you know that windows are opening and closing, where defensive lineman is in your path, then the window open, then the window closes? Don't you know DBs are back there covering? And sometimes you just can't, okay, that's my first option. Well, when you go away, soon as you go away, the guy seems to come open. Everybody gets so intelligent, but I haven't heard anybody that really played quarterback, not at your high school, but that really played some good quarterback at a major school, call in and say, well, he's not seeing his keys. The only people that's seeing that is people that's going back and watching the All 22, and it's easy to do that. Mm-hmm. It's easy to sit, because what I try to do is give hardcore stats that really fits what happened. You can't run less than 50 plays in the game, and your defense got to keep pulling you out. You can't be 29% on third down. You can't do these type things and help and expect to win. The defense gave you a turnover. We didn't take advantage of the turnover as an offense. I'm telling you things that are hardcore. But you're telling me out of 29 plays, 18 targets that were completed, only one guy could run after the catch, and that was our tight end, Swain? Are you really telling me that okay, Dak ain't going to throw it unless it's wide open? Well, he anticipated Swain. He was anticipating my man Hearns when he ran down the sideline and didn't look around for the back show. He threw that on anticipation. I saw him throw 3 or 4 passes on anticipation. Man,
I think it's interesting because I think most people do think that Dak is a rhythm quarterback. He gets into a rhythm. He gets more and more accurate as he gets comfortable in a game. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's the problem here, is that the receivers aren't good enough so that when he is inaccurate, it's an incompletion. When he's accurate, they drop too many of those. And so what's left over when he does throw it in their zip code and they do catch it, that's just not enough to amount to anything in the passing game. So it's keeping him from getting in a rhythm because there's not enough talent at wide receiver. If he's going to succeed for you, you need him to get in that rhythm And it just seems impossible to get in a rhythm right now.
I agree with you 100%. This is what I ain't gonna never forget. This is what I ain't gonna never forget. And this is what I kind of argued about all last year, which it don't matter now. Today is what's happening. Is if we would have drafted him in the first round and he was doing this right here, I would be having a fit. I would. I'd be like, come on, fellas. First rounders, like the last caller, 2 callers ago, brought up Baker Mayfield. Yes, sir. And you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cleveland, do not mess this kid up, because he can spin that rock. He's got great. He don't have anticipation. He's got accuracy. People want to say, he got great. He has accuracy. Now the receivers know that if I don't catch this ball, I ain't gonna be here. Whereas our receivers, can they catch the ball? See, this is where, and I'm talking real football. You know the only people that can fix our receivers? Really, it's like 6 guys can fix our receivers. And I bet y'all can name 5 of them. Go ahead on. Name the 5 that can fix our receivers. What 5 guys you think? Quarterback. You can name them.
Quarterback, okay.
Oh.
That can fix our receivers.
Yeah. Rodgers.
Breeze, Rodgers, Brady.
Do we have them?
No.
Okay.
You have a 4th round quarterback.
That is, if you know football, like a lot of us call in and say we do, these guys would have bigger names. But more importantly, these guys would probably be, we did get them as free agents.
They were on the street for a reason, right? Phil in Lafayette. What's up, Phil?
Hey, guys.
How
what's
are you?
going on?
How are you?
Well, not too good, but I have a comment. I was going to comment, Nate, about what you were talking about earlier about emotion, and then give you my take on the personnel thing, okay, if that's all right.
Do your thing.
Okay, Nate, and before Jimmy's stamp was firmly put on the Cowboys, his first year, I remember, and I think this illustrates the emotion thing pretty good. The first year, we were playing the Giants, I believe, and Everson Walls was meeting at the end of the field with somebody, and we had lost the game, and they were yucking it up. And Jimmy went over to him, ran over to him, and you could read his lips like, what the blank are you doing? Get in the locker room. And Everson Walls was PO'd.
Yeah.
Big time.
Roy Green.
Time.
It was Roy Green who was walking off.
It was the Cardinals.
It was Cardinals. It was walking, I was standing right there watching. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
The other instance was, I think, in John Blake's second year maybe, as defensive line coach. In the crowd mic, or should I say the network mic was on, and it was pretty close to John Blake. And I think the Rams were having their way with us, running up and down the field. And Johnson went over to Blake and got in his face and says, "You got any SOBs that can stop the run? Can you find me some? Because if you can't, I will." You know?
Right.
And that's what I think you're talking about, emotion. The other thing on personnel, I don't see anybody in the organization, whether it's Jones's or any of the personnel people, jumping up to take credit for this receiver by committee approach. Because think about it from a fan standpoint, the best we can hope for. The best we can deal with is Jerry Jones as a GM, because we'll never, as long as the Jones family owns the team, we'll never get to experience what it's like to have a Les Snead, somebody like Les Snead or Brett Veach as a general manager, or an up-and-coming coach like Sean McVay. We'll never get the experience of that because Jerry won't allow it. You know, he won't let a person like that come in. It's got to be a coach to his mold, like Broadus was saying this morning. This team has got Jerry's stamp on it, and he's the architect. That's where the problem is, Arch. Jerry is not going to fix the
my
high
brother.
hanging
All right, I understand.
Thanks for the call, Phil. Let me ask you this. Everybody's like, why didn't you go get somebody in the offseason? Who was there to get?
Remember we tried to sign the guy that signed
Sammy Watkins, right?
Yeah.
But they tried, and he didn't come here. So, I mean, you got guys that were out there, but, I mean, really, if nobody's going to trade a number one receiver because they're a number one receiver, right? They're like almost getting to where they're like these quarterbacks. If you get a stud number one receiver, you don't let him go unless he's got major issues.
Same way with Le'Veon Bell, running back. When you get him, you don't get the Cleo Mack thing often.
You get rid of a player in his prime that can contribute. Yeah. They won't even let go of Le'Veon Bell, and he's causing them all kind of worries, and they still hanging on to him.
Right. So I think when people get upset, people we forget. We want instant results and gratification and even me, man. I mean, I was willing to see what Hearns was about. I was willing to see what Thompson was about. I'm still. That's what we got,
right?
So, like my man Philly Cheesesteak called in and said, "Hey, challenge the coaches." I mean, I don't think you can challenge them because they're gonna do what they do. Mm-hmm. So
and like you said, this team is what it is. You're not going to make wholesale changes in the middle of the season.
Nah, man.
So you got to figure something else out because these are your receivers for this year. This is your running back core. This is your quarterback. This is what you got.
And so all you can do now is say, okay, you up, Bryce Butler. Next man up. You up. Such and such. You up. They bring back a guy from Ohio State. What's the big guy?
Noah Brown.
Bring back Noah. You up, and you rotate them like that and just see what you're doing. See what you got. See who turned out to be the best. I mean, Douglas, I hope you don't mind me using it, but like Douglas say, if you hope to be a playoff team, 2 years we have changed whole positions.
The whole roster.
The whole roster at that position. And normally when you do that, you at least have one stud at that position to bring everybody along.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 4 years ago, the Cardinals did that, but they kept Fitzgerald. And they brought in a bunch of guys, and a lot of these guys are not with them, but they around the league balling. Like John Brown, I think he's with somebody, and he balling. I mean,
who was it last year? This past year, obviously the receivers. What was it?
What was it before? Was it our secondary?
Secondary.
Yeah,
remember we let Church and we let everybody
Brandon
go. Brandon Carr. We let all of those guys go, and we brought in a young secondary that for the first year, majority of them was hurt.
Let's take another quick break. When we come back, James, hang in there, man. We'll get to you when we come back on Hanging with the Boys.
You're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
OtterBox? The overprotected phone case company?
Yep, and they've got an essential tool for your next tailgate party. The bear-resistant Venture Cooler.
Now wait. In all my tailgating days, I've never seen bears tackling brats on the blacktop.
And you never will, because a Venture Cooler with a locking kit is basically bear repellent.
Can't wait to try it out at my next tailgate.
That's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Visit OtterBox.com to learn more about their certified bear-resistant Venture Coolers.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Playmaker, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The Playmaker includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized Intense Therapy lip balm and a Cowboys can cooler. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word Cowboys. The Jack Black Playmaker, $10, free shipping.
Now's a good time to tell you that SeatGeek is the new source of tickets for all your football needs this season. SeatGeek makes managing tickets easy, whether it's buying or transferring to a friend. They even tell you the best deals for every game based on their Deal Score technology, which rates every seat on historical data, price, and location. Download the SeatGeek app on your phone and take $20 off your first purchase using code DALLAS at checkout. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Just that we got to stand together and we got to make the play. Simple as that. Go up to them, make the play, and I'm sure when I miss the throws, regardless if they say it or not, I know I missed the throw. So I mean, and they should come tell me. So it's just that fact of accountability, and it's growing. And those guys want to make those plays. So I mean, it's not something you can just beat them down. I mean, obviously they're out there playing their ass off and trying to be the best they can, and just didn't make the play. So it's about making sure you keep their confidence up, but letting them know those plays are big and we got to make them. The time is now. I mean, you can't sit around and bank on that in this league. And when you do, obviously, you lose games like we have. So I mean, we've got to get it together, and we've got to get it together fast and make sure our chemistry is where we need it to be heading into next week. Give ourselves a chance to win.
Faster, Dak. Get it together faster. We need some wins here, man. For this.
Yeah, we do.
Before we run out of things to talk about in Week 10. Nate, have you ever dreamed of becoming a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader?
Nah, man. I've dreamed of dating a few of them, but that was off.
Yeah,
that was off limits back when I played.
Okay, still is. But if you have ever dreamed of that, now is your chance because prep classes are taught by master instructors and DCC group leaders. They'll introduce you to choreography and techniques taught by the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader squad. Sign up for a prep class now at dallascowboys.com/cheerleaders. Kurt?
You think we have a lot of wannabe cheerleaders listening to this show?
Man, no. We have a lot of wannabe GMs and head coaches, though.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I think, a lot of things what the callers do, they call in, and a lot of it is valid what they're saying, and but a lot go into building a team. But once you build a team for that year, whether we're going to say Dak is the problem, the receivers, the offensive line, whatever we harping on that week, we still can't cut them all.
Yeah, this is your team. This is your team. James in DeSoto, we got you back. What's up, man?
Woo! My God.
What's
up?
up?
I've been listening for 2 years straight, man. You guys got me through when we went, what was that, like 4-12? And I started learning about like Brian Broaddus, and I just started tuning in on the website. You guys have been my favorite show. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Big Nate, Dade County, Shannon Grace, Louisiana. Oh, Kurt, it's always good to have you back, man. Always good to see you. We're praying for your health and a strong recovery.
Thank you.
Like your energy. My man on the ones and twos to get me back in.
Somebody's got energy today. I'm glad you got some energy.
Man, I'm sitting here with my Stetson on, just finished shaving up with some Jet Black, about to take a lunchtime Pepsi. I'm feeling real Cowboys right now,
But did you watch the game?
I did. It was a heartbreaker. And to be honest, thinking back this morning, I actually kind of shed some tears, man, because listening to you guys post-game, hearing Nate, who was holding back, him and Broaddus were holding back. The thing that I was thinking about, I'm watching the game, and I'm seeing Jalen Smith give every inch of all he has on that goal line stop after goal line stop. Just he giving on that play that should have been a touchdown by Hopkins. Just he came in and laid the hammer, and then they got the 4th goal stop. Tank Lawrence, the whole Hot Boys, everybody on that defense giving it all they got, and then they come up with a loss. Zeke running his heart out with the injuries, and then you look on the other side of the locker room and you see those guys, and those guys who didn't leave it all out on the field. And that brought tears to my eyes because when, if you've ever worked in an establishment and you know you're giving it all you got, and you're coming home late, and you know you're going in on Saturdays, and you learn about somebody else who's getting the same paycheck, and they're doing half the work and getting the same credit, you know, or not getting chewed out, but you're getting chewed out. You know, I mean, it makes you feel a particular way. And I believe that when you listen to Zeke's, when his post-game interview, when you listen to Dak, they're feeling that frustration. If they would have put Jalen on the mic, oh man, you probably would have seen it. You probably would have, especially Tank. Tank, he doesn't say PC well with body language. So you definitely read it in him if they put him on the mic post game. And I just want to get you guys' thoughts. What is it, or what is the locker room looking like right now after a loss like that? What is the locker room looking like after a loss like that?
Thanks for the call, James. I disagree with James there, saying people aren't leaving it on the line. It's too early in the season to be talking like that. These guys are playing. They're just not executing, and they're running what they're told to be run. I mean, it's, you know, they're all trying. Like I said, this team has never quit on Jason. I don't think it ever will. These guys, it's too early to be talking like that. So first off, I disagree with that.
Okay, so what is it like in the locker room after the game?
I don't go. When we lose, I don't go in there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but going in there just during the week, I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah, man. How do they be doing during the week? Because we don't go in there, man. Kurt, you go in there every now and then, huh?
I haven't, not enough to gauge.
Yeah. I mean, I just get the sense that this is a job. And Nate, you can probably talk. Yeah. You can probably talk about this from being in a locker room. I mean, this is your job, and yeah, if you lose, it bums you out. But you can't. You're not a fan. You're an employee, and you can't. And it's just like us. We can't get too high. We can't get too low because it would ruin you in those low moments. It would just wreck your week. And I'm sure if you're a player, it's the same. It's your job. You go, you do your work. And I'm sure if it's later in the season and you have a terrible season and only win 3 or 4 games, and that grates on you, but. You know, there's still plenty of season left. You still can turn this thing around. It's not all doom and gloom.
Like Philly Cheese said, it's mathematically.
Mathematically, we're in it, man. Well, Nate, talk about that a little bit. Being a player, it's a job, right? I mean, you get bummed out and you get excited, but
this is the feeling you don't want to have. Is when you realize that as a team, you're not that good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can say what you want. All of a sudden, you got 6, 7 losses. You can say whatever you want. And them 6, 7 losses, and you ain't played for 10 games. So you can say whatever you want. The record showing who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a player, this is where you got to readjust yourself. And you can take it for however you want. Certain things I don't care what nobody else think. But when we got into seasons where we ain't played but 8 games or 10 games, and you got 7 losses. Shannon, love you.
You leaving?
Love you. I ain't playing for you no more.
Wow.
I'm playing for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be the best individual I can for within the team concept.
Right. Play for pride.
Yeah, I'm playing for me. Now, whether you over there happy or sad, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Whether you done jumped offside or dropped the ball, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I got to make sure when these coaches go down the line, because it ain't going to be no gray area. It's going to be the check mark for you to be here or X for you to be gone. I want to be in that check box. And so that's what I tell people is we 2-3, and we ain't played with 5 games. You've had 5 games to kind of show who you are. Don't let this become a trend of badness. You still have a chance to turn this around. But you don't want to be 10 games in and you 5-5. You know, because this team the arrow's not going up.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a ball, man. You got a ball. You've shown us right now the early indication is you can't win on the road. And not only cannot win on the road, you look bad on the road. So, and see, I never pointed fingers, this dude ain't no good. I never pointed fingers. I just backed up and reassessed what I had to do. And, people say, well, that go long. You should be doing that anyway. Nah, it's a difference. It's a difference when you done lost 8 or 9 games and you ain't played but 12. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference because the coaches, see, we all human. The coaches, they can be as enthusiastic as they want. They done circled their wagon too. So you don't want it to get to that. Right now, you have a chance to change that narrative. Mm-hmm. But if Jacksonville come in here and win, that's an ugly sight. That's now you what, 2 and
4.
2 and 4.
Is that when it kind of starts to change?
Yeah.
When you get in that area?
Yeah.
When you're almost out of it mathematically?
Yeah. And the teams that has the physical capabilities to turn it around. Like Minnesota has the physical. Now, will they be mentally strong to do it? That's on them. That Philadelphia has the players to turn it around. So if they don't, you be like, wow, man, not Philadelphia. But right now, people don't have that feeling about the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, we here in the organization, hope and pray. The coaches may have that feeling, the players may, but we as on the outside, so-called experts, we ain't believing it. We're like, wow, man, they pretty bad. Because if we would have lost on the road, scoring 26 points, and it was an interception that cost us a game,
you feel a lot better.
You'd be like, whoa, man, we can fix that.
Right.
But we couldn't even, what we built for, we didn't believe in. We built for the run game. We built that, hey, can't nobody stop our run. And the 2 times that we had a chance to go for it, what did we do?
Punt?
Yeah.
Well, good stuff, Kurt.
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for showing up, man.
Yes,
Nate, thanks for bringing it. Maybe we'll be in a little bit better mood tomorrow.
I'm going to research points of interest in Mexico on Shannon's behalf between now and tomorrow.
Do it in the Playa del Carmen area because that's where it looks like I'm going to be in January. Douglas, thanks for pushing all the buttons. Mathematically, I'm not there yet. Mathematically, I'm still with you.
You're in the game, buddy. You're in the game.
I am still with you guys.
Why do I get the feeling that he's kicking me and you to the curb?
Yep.
Y'all can come with me.
Wow. You know how I said I would kick guys to the curb after about 8 games? I think
He's already done.
5.
He's
5.
We 5 in, he done kicked us.
I haven't kicked yet. Kent, thanks for doing what you do. Thanks for everybody else that pushes the buttons. And thanks for everybody that called to make this show possible today. We will be back tomorrow. More doom and gloom tomorrow, guys?
No.
Talk about some positive stuff tomorrow?
Yes. Talk about just number defense.
And then here we go. Talking defense all day tomorrow on Hanging with the Boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!